Hello, my high priestess key family. The one, two, and the three. Y'all know I am back in the place to be for the message for this full moon family, right? For the one, two, and the three, for the knowledge, wisdom, and the understanding, right? And to apply it based off of our culture, right? And for that power, right? All right. So let's get into this message using my cards. Okay, you know, these are not tarot cards. I'm going to deliver the message today, family. Now, this is for those that may resonate with the full moon. The full moon for me, what I'm resonate with is the true sidereal. And I'm gonna show you what the sky looks like at this time, so you understand why I resonate with the true sidereal family. All right. And as I said, this is a full moon in Virgo. All right. They'll tell you in the Western that it is in Libra, but it is not just yet. The moon is not just yet in Libra. Okay. Just like the sun is moving into Aries, but it's not truly there yet till the 14th of this month. But the full moon in Virgo family is all about, Virgo is definitely, well, let me give you some background information first of what the Virgo energy is all about. Well, it goes back to the first universal law is all is mental with Virgo energy family. So it connects with the first universal law. And Virgos, they are the gods and the goddesses, right? The divine ones, right? To be divine, right? They are, that energy is for us to follow all the rules, right? And when we don't follow all the rules, then there's things, a lot of consequences and situations. You know what I'm saying? When I say follow all the rules, what does that mean? Sometimes that means leading by example, right? Being divine, um teaching others, each one teach one, right? Showing love, healing thyself so you won't have to shed that energy on anyone else. Grounding, right? Because Virgos are known as earth signs, right? So resonating with earth as well, right? Doing things with your herbs, doing things like that, right? um the throat chakra is very strong when it comes to Virgos. All right. We all know Virgos is all about integrity as well. So you must operate out of integrity. All right. With the Virgos. All right. Um, and if you're out of alignment, it's the very opposite, right? With Virgo energy, you're supposed to show compassion, grace. This is a good time to release energy that doesn't serve your highest good, to reassess. I always tell you guys that, and to reevaluate. All the re's come along with the full moon. Okay. So you put that on top of everything that Virgo energy is telling you about, which is about, what is it that you can reassess that lets you know that, maybe this is something I need to reassess and reevaluate around my stability. Maybe I need to reassess what I'm learning. Maybe I need to learn something new, right? Maybe I need to get organized and ground myself. Maybe I need to do a little bit more in reference of my soul, my spirit, shadow work, and so forth, right? So these are the things, right? Maybe working on generational curses and breaking those, right? No more pain and suffering by operating out of integrity and being divine, right? So those are just some of the things, right? And so with the full moon, of course, we all know that the full moon comes with the energy of transformation, right? But Virgos also, that energy is for us to have transformation and to seek order, right? So what does that entail? Order in healing, communication, right? All of these things. Um, Basically fixing things up, right? Because Virgos like to fix things up. They think, well, they know, right? Because they're all mental. They, a lot of things is based off of how they think, their thoughts, right? This is also a time in reference of, working on the abundance and the prosperity around your health, right? Because Virgos go back to Pentacles as well, right? So money, it's a good time to reevaluate your money, but also and reevaluate your health, right? Because Pentacles is also about health. So look at some things in reference of maybe starting to exercise, starting to get out and do whatever it is to be healthy. Eat a lot more fruit and drink a lot of water and so forth like that. Now is the time. herbs and things like that, family. Utilize your myrrh, right? Utilize your incense in that, right? Or herbs, right? I'm just giving you one this time, and as a crystal, moonstone, and red jasper. Okay, so let's get the message and see what the ancestors want us to know. All right. Also, I was looking at some of the information that's documented. It says that the full moon in Virgo lights up with the sky with awareness. It's opposite Chiron is squaring Mars. Okay, so it forms a T square that brings tension to the surface, especially around healing, communication, and action. So see how the things that'll be going up against you in this energy. So it's your duty, right, to work on that, right? Since you already know what it's squared against, right? And I always get, some of my information in reference of where, because they look at the Truesidereal. Oh, I said I was going to show y'all the Truesidereal. I mean the where it lays, right? So hold on one moment. Let me show y'all. But I always get my information um from uh mastering the zodiac because they resonate with the Truesidereal. Okay, so family, here it is. Okay, so you can see this is time dated earlier today, right? Today is the 12th, which is the full moon. This was at 1:50 today. You see where the moon is, and you see this is in Virgo, family. This is in the sky. This is if you look out of a telescope and you look in the sky, this is what you're going to see at 1 o'clock today. Okay, now it may move just a tad bit down, right, because of the time. So at 8 o'clock, 8:25 Eastern time, it peaks. But even if it moves just a little bit, it's still in Virgo. Libra is way down here. Okay. So the moon family is actually in, okay, the moon here family is actually in Virgo. Okay. As you see the asteroids and different things around it. Okay. So this is why I wanted to show you guys what is in the sky. This is the cosmos right here, family. They can't trick you if you can see it with your own eyes. Some people just don't check it. They go with what people tell them. You can't do that. That's why they throw you out of alignment. See what I'm saying? So I wanted to show you guys that. All right, let's get the message, okay? Because I'm going to do a big message on the big channel. So please go over there and watch that one as well on All in the Cards. That will be live, okay? And that one will be with Oracle instead of my ancestor cards. These are actually messages that I like to put over here because it goes with spiritual astrology, numerology, and planetary alignment, all right? So let's see what the ancestors want us to know in reference of this full moon in Virgo, ancestors. Full moon in Virgo. What is it that you want us to know as a collective? Please show me in the cards, please. What is it that we need to know? Okay, first card that flew out. I'm gonna take that. All right, and I'm gonna go and the new moon came out in reference of new beginnings, though, right? Yeah. So the ancestors is showing us there's a lot of new things that's coming up. Okay. Ancestors is also showing some of you who are manifesting some things or into manifesting some things or doing your rituals and so forth. That's the things that you should be doing around this time to get the cause and effect later. Okay. Ancestors is showing up. All right. And also that's energy of love and healing. So once again, the ancestors is telling us a lot of us are cultivating into that, trying to release things that we've dealt with. We still got that Pisces energy with Dion being here that we're still going through. That is what we're enduring, okay, which is Pisces energy right there, right? Because a lot of us going through a lot of emotional things, still in that water element, right? Some mental things that could be going on, you could feel like your emotions are unstable at this time. You may have been enduring some type of deception. It's some things in reference of the do's and the don'ts that come with that, right? Karma, okay? So the ancestors is showing me these are the things that you probably have been going through lately, especially with this water energy that we've been in with Pisces. Now the ancestors is showing what we're inspired of doing right now for a lot of the collective around this Virgo energy is getting things together when it comes to work, career is what's here. Aggressive energy as well. Working through things that have to do with your journey, which way you want to go, making decisions on how you want to move forward, right? Planting seeds for new things to grow, right? So the ancestors is showing that. Also, some of you are working very hard in reference of healing, protection, new beginnings, right? The ancestors is showing you're in that fire element energy, okay? Although we're moving into that. So right now it's like earth and fire, right? That's the energy that's for this coming week, right? Moving out of well, earth, fire, and water. Put it like that, because we're moving out of Pisces into Aries, right? So that Aries energy is that fiery, passionate energy, okay? But that goes back to some new beginnings that are starting out for a lot of you, okay? For some of you, this is a birth, okay? Birthing new ideas, a new business, new jobs, whatever it may be. This is the energy around that Virgo this Virgo moon is what the ancestors is saying. And now you need to be very careful of deception and secrets and so forth, because it is that moon energy that is in here. Okay, so you want to be very careful in reference of those type of things. Okay, but use your wisdom. Ancestors say use discernment. Okay, but what looks like it's coming around is like some things you need to remember about cycles. Okay, so the things that you can change is right now at this time, and that goes back to releasing things with this full moon. Because remember, full moons are about releasing. So ancestors said right now what you should be focused on with this full moon in Virgo is the Cancer energy. Now my Cancers, this may resonate with you more. Also my Pisces, and then I also have my Scorpios, okay? Leo here as well, okay? And Gemini. So any of these signs may resonate with you, where the ancestors is telling you you have to break some cycles. There's some things that may seem like it's happening all over again, right? But you have the ability to change that. Something may have been hidden that puts you in another cycle of things that you may feel like you can't get out of, or you may feel like it's something that you may be having to take a load of what is happening to, others, and you have to sacrifice and take the load of all of that, their sins and their things that they're in. So, you want to break those cycles is what the ancestors is showing. But in reference of law of compensation, is definitely some new beginnings that are here for you guys in this energy, okay? I'm seeing you the star rising, right? So the ancestors is showing that. Right now, this is energy ancestors saying, and this goes back to my Cancers and to the Scorpios. It's like your energy, the energy is changing for you, where you're ready to be a very prosperous time of new beginnings, okay? Yeah, it looks like a lot of things changing around your home life, around your career, even around love is what I'm seeing for some of you guys. All right. Let me see clarity on this message in reference of this Virgo energy ancestors. Yes, a lot of you spirituality, your spiritual gifts are coming into alignment as well. Okay. And the ancestors is showing it's true. It's definitely showing, with the God body card. So that's ancestors saying, your spiritual gifts are coming online. A lot of you are tapping in right now, right? And you're tapping in. A lot of you are doing, and I could tell right here at this full moon Virgo energy that is here, even some of you feeling like you're working with the Libra, with the Western energy. The ancestors is showing me you're doing a lot of things now for your physical needs, or a lot of you need things in reference of your physical needs. That's your, money, house, car, whatever it is, you're trying to do something to change that. I'm also seeing some of you guys are dealing with some things in your home life that you need to set some boundaries around, right? So the ancestors are saying, this is in reference of your future. So you're going to have to set some boundaries. But I'm seeing that there is a big transformation around finances and around people helping you and things of that sort, around family abundance and a transformation of things when it comes to, your finances, but also you becoming more confident and having more courage in reference of the things that you want to go after and what you want to have. The ancestors definitely want you to be careful in reference of sneakery, deception around the financial situation, okay? Because that's also coming up. But for the most part, the ancestors is definitely showing that right now this energy is given that you have the gifts and the ability to shift this energy the way that you want it to go. For any that is Yeah, answers keep giving us this Dion energy over and over and over. So that's that Piscean energy, which I said is like you fighting against the current. Those two fishes, head to head, right? The yin and the yang, trying to balance everything out. The polarities of all situations, and a lot of you having to deal with these things. Having to go through some things that you're enduring at this time. It's kind of like going through the darkness to get to the light, the dealing with shadow, having to do a lot of shadow work right now, knowing the do's and the don'ts. The ancestors say, not to do whatever it is because you're going to get karma, and it's going to come back super fast, and it's going to start occurring with your emotions first. Okay. So that's what the ancestors is saying right now. A lot of this is about also your intelligence, and also artificial intelligence is what's coming up for the main message that came out first. The ancestors said it's a lot in reference of artificial intelligence that you guys need to pay attention to. Don't be fooled is what the ancestors is saying. Okay, because it looks like there's some energy of that coming out for the collective as well. Yeah, it just looks like a lot here. It's like with the first message that we have, I am seeing, some death, okay? Some trickery in the death, okay? But I have to say that in reference of the message that's come out. So be very careful, okay? Don't get tricked out of anything, and don't get into anything that, you feel is deceptive. Use your discernment, okay? But I am seeing interventions come in reference of, your finances. The ancestors said, for those of you who know, those are my spiritual beings. You have your powerful force, but you have to know that as well. For my high priestesses and my high priest, this is the time for you to be tapping in. All right. So that is the message I'm gonna give in reference of. I mean, like I said, I have to give the bad and I have to give the good, right? But for all in all, the answers is definitely wanting you to know that it is time for change, transformation. Continue to keep working on self. Smoky quartz also is another crystal ancestors is throwing out to me, as well as the pyrite. Um, you definitely want to work with rosemary as well in reference of changing things and protection. And so said, make sure you put your protection up, make sure you're setting boundaries when it comes to things, all right? And make sure you're working on some skills, right? I'm hearing skills to pay the bills. So maybe some new skill, or maybe trying to do a new class or something like that is what I'm also seeing here. But also, Ancestors is saying to me with this right here, with once again, I'm seeing myrrh, right? So maybe working with myrrh as well as the rosemary, like I said, but healing, root chakra as well as coming up, and shed that skin like a snake. All right. Much love to you guys. I will see you soon. That is your message for the full moon in Virgo. Truesidereal, right? And the verdict. All right. So that is what you need to know at this time. You've seen it with your own eyes where the moon is sitting right now, family. All right. Much love to you. Peace. I'll see you guys on All in the Cards. Please hit the like button on the video. Thank you.